Hi everybody, Happy New Year. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the light bringers, and the soulpreneurs of this world to live their most magical life. So it is New Year's Eve and we are in some really important energy. If you caught my video last week, it's pretty similar stuff, right? We really have stepped into this amazing and magical period of time. I made a post about it just the other day. We're in between these two eclipses, the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, and it's just such a powerful time. It's such a powerful time to manifest the things that we want. This is a time that you're going to manifest through taking action. This is a time that you need to get started on things, that you really need to be putting energy into things. Hi Joy, hi Chelsea. And so it's so important that we are doing that we are allowing ourselves to take action, that we are allowing ourselves to dive right into this new year and go after those things that we're feeling passionate about. This is a time for us to follow our passions. This is a time for us to listen to what our soul is trying to show us, because a lot of change is coming with this. So prepare yourself, but it's all good change. It's all for the better. And I think any change can be difficult to adjust to at first, but understanding that so much good change is coming and we have exciting things coming our way. This is a time for us to just be authentically us. Right? This is a time that we're so supported in that, and we always want to do that. But I think that everything that we have been through in the past several years has helped us to get really real about who we are and what we want in our lives. And you don't want to step out of that. Hi Sherry, thanks for watching. So you don't want to step out of that. You don't want to not live your authentic life. You don't want to change for anybody else. You don't want to allow anybody to tell you that your intuition, your intuitive path that you are following is not the one for you. So if you have people in your world doing that, give them love, send them love, but they aren't right, because only you can know your best path. And only you can follow your intuition and let that be your guide. So this is such an important time that we're listening to our intuition. Our intuitive gifts are just opening and opening and opening. So you may find yourself feeling more intuitive, feeling more in tune with your intuition, really awakening to a whole new level, okay? And as we are honoring who we are and what we want here in this world, we also want to make sure that we are being honest with ourselves about that we are connecting with our deeper truth, and that we are speaking our truth as it comes through, even if that's difficult. We want to speak it with love, but still that may be difficult for people to hear or difficult for people to adjust to. But nonetheless, if you say it with love and it's your truth, it's really important that it be said, okay? So making sure that you are honoring that, especially during this time. And there's so much right now. I don't know about you guys. I posted in my group, but I've been going through and cleaning and getting rid of stuff. And this is this wave of energy. We want to make sure that we're getting rid of stuff that doesn't serve us, relationships that don't serve us, situations that don't serve us, anything that just doesn't belong in our lives right now. This is such a helpful period of time for us to release it, to get rid of it. And we want to allow ourselves to just flow, because there are so many shifts, there is so much change happening right now, and there's so much change coming. So prepare yourself. But the best way to adjust to the change is to allow yourself to flow with it, to kind of just let yourself be carried and notice what's showing up for you, notice what your intuitive voice is telling you, and follow that and follow the flow of what's showing up for you. You are being shown, you will be guided, so trust that you're being guided, trust that you're being shown, trust that you're being supported. And if you can allow yourself to just sort of flow with what's showing up for you and not be too attached to the outcomes, I really feel like there's some magic that's coming our way. Sometimes we think that we know what we want or what's best for us, and if we fight too much with what the universe is bringing our way, we can actually block ourselves from receiving some amazing gifts. So if you can just kind of try to flow with it and have acceptance of what is and set your intentions for what you want, some incredible things will be coming your way. So keep flowing, keep honoring who you are, your authentic self, and keep speaking your truth through this energy as we're moving forward. So let's dive into the cards. I'm going to use my favorite tarot deck. This is the deck that I use probably the most often, and I don't use it a lot in videos here, but I do love this deck. So we're going to dive into that. So the first card that I pulled is the Queen of Wands reversed, okay? So it's time for us to reestablish a sense of self. It's time for us to look within and ask ourselves, who am I? Who do I want to be? You know, who am I authentically, and what is my truth, and allowing ourselves to live in that. So this card really, really supports that. And to really look within and to find ways to work on developing self-confidence, to work on developing this level of respect for ourselves, allowing ourselves to honor who we are. But this is when the Queen of Wands is reversed. It's a very introverted process. It's a very individual process, okay? So this isn't about going to everybody you know and processing everything with them, or what do you think about this and what do you think about that? Some of us are external processors, so we need to do that, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, you're going to want to look within, and you're going to want to make sure that you're getting the answers from within first. You know, I really feel like it's time to come back to ourselves and understand that we have all of the power within ourselves. We have all the answers within ourselves. So when we can just be quiet and listen to that and honor that voice, that quiet little voice within that's always trying to show us the way, this is where we are going to understand the way. So in Joy is saying, I asked for a clear sign, and within seconds I got a huge sign. Yes. Ask to be shown. That is one of the best intentions that you can set. You don't know what to do? Ask to be shown. Ask for a sign, and I promise you, it absolutely will show up for you. So you want to make sure that you are asking and allowing that to come through, and then your job is to watch and pay attention and not justify that sign away, okay? Because we can do that so often. We can get a beautiful, perfect sign and then go, oh, well, you know, that was just a coincidence or whatever. No, if you ask for a sign and you get a sign, listen to it, pay attention to it, okay? And then the next card we have is the Fool card upright. We are on a new journey. We are beginning a new journey. We are stepping into this new era of energy, and it's really beautiful. There's such a reason why everybody is not only in this new year, but in this time, setting new intentions, setting new goals. We're on a new journey, and it's an important journey, and it's a purposeful journey. So this is a time that you're going to begin to take more steps in the direction of living your most purposeful life. So whatever you can do to live your most purposeful life, to just every action that you take, every part of your day, try to be as purposeful as possible. That's going to be so important right now. And then the next card that we have is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles is about finding a beautiful balance with our money, okay? Making sure that, number one, we're not hanging on to our money too tightly. We're not hanging on to it so tightly that we're putting off the energy to the universe, that we're afraid, that we're fear-based, that we're afraid that not enough money will come. But it's also about not spending too much, not overspending, not going crazy with our money. It's just after Christmas, and we're all kind of readjusting after that, or at least I know I am, you know. I spent a lot of money for Christmas, and so can we get our finances back into balance? Can we recreate a solid foundation or build upon that solid foundation that we already have? It's going to be really important for us moving forward to find that balance and not be at one extreme or the other. And we may find ourselves, if we're feeling really emotional or if we're feeling really overwhelmed, we may find ourselves stepping into that energy. So we want to make sure that we are consciously choosing balance in regard to that. The next card, speaking of balance, is the Temperance card, okay? So the Temperance card is about, you can see here in the image, he's got his foot in the water and his foot on land, okay? So this is about being in flow and allowing ourselves to be in flow, but also making sure that we're not so in flow, that we're not so much in our intuitive mind, that we're not paying attention to logic. We still have to live here on earth, you know? And it's great to be all flowy and all of these things, but we want to make sure that we're also listening to the other half of our brain, which is our logical part of our brain. Or, if we are too much in our logical part of our brain, how do we honor that intuitive mind? And how do we find a way to use both of those and let both of those guide us so that we can best navigate our spirit and best navigate here on earth with the things that we have going on? So this is about that. This is about honoring both parts of the brain. This is about balance. This is about making sure that you are finding balance in your life and that you are honoring balance in your life, and that you're doing whatever it is that you need to do to honor that balance. We're stepping into, January 1st tomorrow, and January 1st so often for all of us for so many of us is to re-find that balance. What do we need to do? Do we need to do something physically? Do we need to change our diet? Do we need to drink more water? Do we need to get more rest? Do we need to do something with our thoughts? How do we need to work on our thoughts? What changes do we need to make? What changes do we need to make in the way that we balance out emotions and the way that we handle our emotions? And how can we do better? How can we find a better balance for ourselves? So asking yourself those questions will help to guide you as to the changes that you need to make. Kathy says the Temperance card always confuses me. Thanks for a clear explanation. Yeah, to me, it's all about balance in every form. So absolutely. Hi, Nicole. And so then we have the Queen of Cups. This is a beautiful energy. This can be a romantic energy. This can be a deepening in romantic relationships. But the Queen of Cups is all about flow. Okay, so again, we want to make sure that we're flowing this energy. She's all about compassion. Can we be more compassionate toward one another? Can we be more loving? Part of this big energy that we are moving into is shifting away from this I into us. How can we contribute to the collective? How can we be of service here in this world? How can we support one another? How can we stop being so focused on ourselves and focus on the collective, focus on the whole, focusing on helping others? And so the Queen of Cups is really, really good at that. The Queen of Cups is amazing at connecting with her intuition. So how do you listen to your intuition? How do you, again, flow with what's showing up for you, flow with your intuitive voice that is trying to show you the way? And can you just flow with it without thinking too much? Because it's when we let our thoughts come in too much that we want to make sure that we create a logical system around things, absolutely. But sometimes what happens is our intuitive voice comes in, that feels right, and then all of a sudden our fear comes in and it talks us out of whatever it is that our intuitive voice just told us. Be really careful to not talk yourself out of what you know to be an intuitive thought, okay, or an intuitive decision. So fear will always try to step in when you're trying to make an intuitive decision, and sometimes it's stronger than others, but trying to not let fear lead you, let your intuition lead you, and make those choices for you. And then let your logical mind show you the way. So intuitively I'm feeling called to do this now. How do I do that? How do I create some structure around that? How do I make that happen in my life in a way that honors both my spirit but also my experience here on earth? Maybe I feel called to start my own business. I feel called to shift into a new work, something new for work. But first I've got to figure out, okay, how do I do that in a way that will still pay my bills and will still honor the commitments that I've already made for myself in regard to work and things like that. So how can I do that, and how can I make that happen? And that might take some time and some patience, but allowing yourself to explore all of that with this Queen of Cups energy and with that Temperance energy. And then we have the Chariot Reverse, okay? So as much as we're doing these internal processes and stuff, and as much as we're working, because we need to be taking action right now, guys. We need to be moving forward. We need to be stepping into things. This is like, you actually should already have a momentum going. I've been talking about that, but if you haven't created a momentum around the things that you're working on, get going right away, because action is so important, okay? But you might not necessarily feel like you're seeing the results, or things might not feel like they're moving forward quite yet. Understand that they will, have patience that they will, but you may still find yourself feeling a little bit of this stuck energy. And finally, we have the 10 of Swords reversed. And this is a tough card. You can see he is just basically pinned down by the swords, right? And the swords are representing in tarot thoughts, our thought processes. So do not allow yourself to get so stuck in your thoughts, your thinking processes, your unhealthy thought patterns, your negative thoughts, that you are keeping yourself stuck. Do not allow fear to be in the driver's seat of your life. Allow yourself to follow instead your intuition. Don't allow yourself to be so stuck in your stubborn ways and your stubborn thought patterns that you're not moving forward, that you're not doing the things that your intuition is telling you that you need to do. So those are your messages for this week. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. Make sure you guys hit like on this video. Make sure you say hi. I would love to hear from you in comments below. And I will be back soon with another video. Take care, guys. See you soon.